everyone, and welcome back to Exotic Wilderness. On today's video, I'm feeding all of my animals. It includes my frogs, my toad, and all of my cockroaches. So let's begin. To prepare the feeders for my white tree frogs, we have a little bit of calcium, and I have my giant tub of crickets, which I'm going to fill with about maybe 8 to 10 crickets for them today. Open up their tank, grab an egg cart with some little bit of crickets. Kind of just shake them on there until you have enough, and that should be enough. Take them out and make sure to close your cricket enclosure because you do not want these things getting out. Got my crickets, now it's time to feed the giant frogs. To begin, we've got my calcium dusty crickets. Gonna grab a nice big one for BB, and we're just gonna put it in front of him, and he should go for it right away pretty quickly. Yep. BB loves his calcium crickets. I have Tyson chilling on our corkwood. For this video, we're gonna move her closer for when she's eating. Like the big birth of white tree frogs, and always gets mad when I move her, but she's not gonna be mad when I feed her crickets. Thing with BB, we get a big old cricket and just put it in front of them. They are tongue trained for a while now, and they just eat off the tongs and eat in their enclosure. Tyson doesn't as much, but if she sees a cricket walking by her, she will definitely mow down. And BB, if he sees any crickets at all, he goes wild hunting for them. So here's Tyson just chilling. Alright BB, you ready for your second cricket? Get his next cricket, which is a decent sized one. Come around here with him. BB is a really cool blue color right now, which is pretty often, but you don't see it this blue in the daytime normally. Looking away, Tyson decided to start crawling away by BB, thinking maybe she'd get more crickets, but either way, they're both getting more crickets. Here you go, Tyson. Second cricket. Tyson is very pleasant and nice about eating her crickets. Now BB, on the other hand, is a very vicious frog and will go wild for food. I've seen him dive from here down to just to get one cricket. The enclosure is still looking very awesome. These Dracaena plants that I bought that I didn't think were going to do well are surprisingly doing very well in this humid climate. Facing a very bad problem with my heat emitter killing off this bamboo. The bamboo itself is doing very good. It's mainly the leaves that are starting to not look very good. So hopefully I can bring that back. Waiting for another cricket, and we got the last 2 crickets for them. So we get one for BB. He's chilling back here. Might be able to get this one on camera. Oh, there he goes. Like I said, very vicious eater. Over here going wild, trying to catch more crickets and find more. Tyson's just waiting there pleasantly for another cricket like a good girl. Here you go, Tyson. Now Tyson is now 2 years old, which is really old, honestly, and she is full grown and really big. And she won't grow that much. She still might shed and get a little bigger, but she won't get much bigger. Now BB, if he's a male, he might not have much more to grow, but I believe both of these guys are females. Lifespan for white tree frog is around from 15 to 20 years, which is a really long time for a frog, which is really cool. He's waiting for his final cricket of the day. Right here, feeding his cricket. There we go. Nice eater. And as you can see, he looks kind of a little weird when they're eating, and that's because white tree frogs use their eyeballs in the back of their throat to push the food down into their stomach, which is a really cool trait. Red-eyed tree frogs do this, and black-eyed tree frogs do this as well. A little muddy and a little dirty from the calcium. I'm just gonna quickly spray them off. Normally they get a little mad when I do this, but I don't want calcium sitting on their faces all day after their dinner. We're done feeding my white tree frogs. We're gonna move on to feeding all of my cockroaches. To feed all my cockroaches, I gotta prepare their dishes, and I have some strawberry leaves right here, some strawberries, and some cut up apples that are already pre-cut and ready to feed. Right here, I have my Rapashi bug burger and my gecko dye. I'm gonna mix those together and prepare it in their dishes and serve it. Making the 3 food dishes in their little servings. I did make a little mess while making the repashy, but that's alright. So to begin with, we're gonna feed my hissing cockroaches in their new tank. Hissing cockroaches, I mean the Halloween hissers. They will unlock the mechanism right here, slides open, and for the past 2 weeks or so, since I unboxed this, it's been working very well for these cockroaches. The cockroaches are doing really well and really active. So we'll put in their strawberry leaf, their apple, and their strawberry. These cockroaches seem to devour their food way more, probably because of how humid it is in here. It gets really humid. I don't give these guys any repashy because they don't seem to like it at all, even the nymphs, so I don't include it in their diet. Seems to be sitting right here. She is looking awesome as ever with those cool red colors. Sorry if my camera is not focusing very well, as I've stated in previous videos. BB is eyeballing down this giant roach, and I can see why. Looks like an awesome feeder for him. Back into her little ecosystem. And the rest of the hissers seem to like this piece of wood right here. And for some reason, the enclosure's heat was turned off, surprisingly. So they're not being super active right now, but lately they've been crawling on all of their wood a lot. Especially this spider wood, which they seem to really love, which I'm glad, because in previous years of breeding these guys, they don't seem to like the wood, but I'm really glad that they do now. Before we leave, we'll give their food a light mist and their tank a light little mist, because their soil needs to be rehydrated. We're done feeding colony number 1. Here I have my small dubia roach colony. It's not super big. They haven't started breeding yet because I'm kind of just keeping them at room temperature. But I do have a few adults in here. I have to clean out all their poop and stuff, but they're just chilling. Here's a male. And the males have these really cool wings, bringing to Mufasa's light. They seem to be really cool and have giant wings, which is awesome. Put him back in here. These guys seem to like their bananas, but I'm trying out strawberries for the first time with these guys, so we'll give them their food. Here you guys go. And I'm hoping that these guys start breeding. If not, it's not that necessary. I'm just keeping these guys for some feeders for Tyson and Mufasa if I can get Mufasa to eat these big old roaches. Colony number 2 is done. Full light turned on right here. And this is my giant Madagascar hissing cockroach colony, included with the black tiger hissers. Just gonna drop their food dish in right here. And as you can see, they're all just hanging out right now. We got some black tigers. We got my male hisser right here. He's just chilling. Put him back down. Got another black hisser, and there's a ton of babies that recently just molted. So here soon I should have some nice big adults. Here is our beloved Scarlet just hanging out with the rest of her gang. We got another female right here that's a nymph. And I believe we have a male nymph here soon. But which I'm excited about is the first black tiger nymph that I've seen so far. So most of these other nymphs are probably black tiger, but this is the first adult one that I'm going to have soon for my breeding. Which is really awesome because I've been breeding these guys for not as long, probably around a year now for the black tigers. My iPhone light turned off, but I got it back on. As I was saying, we have a lot of nymphs and they're starting to grow up, and finally, because it takes around quite a while for these nymphs to grow up. And as you can see, we got some really big nymphs, and right here we got that male nymph that I was talking about that is almost an adult. So I would say probably in another 2 to 3 molts, they should all be pretty much adults, so probably here in the next few months, which will be about 10 months, and they take around 10 months to get fully grown. And we got a big old black tiger hisser right here. So, seems to be that the black tigers are breeding really well and doing all well. And this whole colony is doing awesome. And something I want to point out is how awesome this roach's colors are. I might be able to get some good colors with him because he's a awesome brown color, like this. I'm not sure if he is a different one, and he's got some dusky colors, so he's probably a few years old. And I will put the link down in the bio. If you want to buy some of these guys, there's some good places where you can buy awesome cockroaches for them. Also, I did not see while I was gone is that I have an adult female right here, seems to be. Last time I checked, this female was pretty small and looks like she molted and got really huge since I've checked. And something I'm gonna have to deal with is I think I'm starting to get a little bit of mold with how humid it's getting in here, so hopefully I can fix that. So I'm gonna have to take out this log because I can see it's starting to get moldy, just very bad. And we do not want mold in this tank because mold can result to parasites, stuff like that, other pest species, which we do not want in this. Here we got one of the molts from one of the nymphs from their last molt, and there's quite a few of those hanging around, and there's tons of molts and stuff. So this colony is doing really well with their new bin and stuff. All the nymphs are starting to grow up really fast, and it's doing awesome. So I'm really glad about that. Feeding for all the cockroaches and my tree frogs are done. Now it's time to move on to the beast Mufasa hanging out in his den waiting for some food. And so this is at the part of the video. If you in any way are triggered by live feeding of rodents or smaller animals like that, I recommend clicking off this video right now. Warning, if you do not like to see that type of stuff and are triggered by that, I would leave right now. Everyone gone that is not going to watch this part of the video. Right here I have this baby rat pup. I'm gonna feed to my giant marine toad sitting right there. I like to feed Mufasa at least these once a month, so 12 times a year. Kind of just to give him some calcium and stuff, kind of a bigger meal than just crickets all the time. I use more rat pups and mice pups because these are better than fuzzy mice, because fuzzy mice can have nails and sharp teeth that could possibly injure Mufasa physically and internally in his intestines and stuff like that, which I would not want to happen, which could definitely kill Mufasa. Baby mice like this that are not fully developed yet, it should be way better to feed because they cannot get injured. Everyone, so we got Mufasa chilling in his tank right now. I'm gonna grab my feeding tongs and just lightly grab the mouse and put him in front of Mufasa. Mufasa likes to eat his food live. That is why it is not a dead mouse. In there for a few minutes. It's catching his attention. Might take him a few minutes to realize what it is. Once he realizes it's alive, he's gonna mow down. Oh, he sees it. Here he goes. Any second now. Come on, Mufasa. Let me try. Oh, there he goes. There he goes, eating his big ol' mouse. Whoa. As you can see, with marine toads, they're just crazy eaters and eat pretty much anything that's alive that's in front of them. I've tried super worms, they don't seem to work, but anything that moves, jumps just a little bit, they love to eat. And oh my god, they just mow down and swallow them whole. Now his belly's gonna look really big. Nice meal for Mufasa. And like I said before, I like to feed him these little baby mice once a month, so pretty much 12 times a year. You don't want a consistency, only feed mice to these because they can get really obese really quick. So I only do it at the end of every month, kind of, not very often, just once a month. And then the rest of his diet consists of mainly crickets because he hasn't wanted to eat anything else than that. So that's kind of his main diet. Mufasa's hopping away because he's a little scared and shy on camera. I also, not too long ago, redid his tank, added some way more decorations, and he seems to love it, and he's still hunting his crickets with all this stuff, just to make it more naturalistic for him, and he really seems to enjoy it. Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please leave a like and comment. I'd like to read all your guys' cool comments. And if you join this type of content, please subscribe. It means a lot to me. Guys, on the next video. Goodbye, everyone.